Hello, I'm Anavultus, and guess what? I'm actually back for another episode of Freeciv, continuing the game as Prussia. Now, you might be asking, have I finally figured out how to fix the recording problems that I've been having? And the answer is no, I haven't. But I have figured out a workaround. And what is this workaround that I'm speaking of? And that is that I'm going to periodically start and stop recording so that it forces in the video it will force an update in what's on the screen, and I'm going to do that at key points when I'm looking at certain screens, such as the city screen or something like that. But hopefully, for the most part, you will be carried through by my narrative ability to say what I am doing. Okay. And I don't think it'll be too hard. I looked at the previous saves, and I noticed that generally recently the distance that I've played between saves is 6 turns. So hopefully nothing weird will be happening. Okay. Tapio has actually been struck by the plague. How terrible. A recent plague outbreak prevents growth in Tapio. Tapio may soon grow to size 11. Okay. Let me just read Formosan's. Okay, the general thing where people like to start and stop building things. Tapio has finished building temple. Tapio is now building Leonardo's workshop from the work list. Prussians have started building Leonardo's workshop in Tapio. Okay. And that is all the interesting information that we've had this turn. And just to get a refresher, I'm going to now open the cities page, and just in case it hasn't updated, I'm going to stop and start recording just so that everyone sees what's on there. So here it goes. Stop and start. Hopefully it's done that. I'm going to Alt Tab just to see. Oh wait. Yep. Okay. Maybe I should have my second monitor on so that I can see my recording screen, just so that I don't have any problems of accidentally missing a huge bit. But as you can see, Leonardo's workshop will take around 18 turns. But I am building a caravan, which I hope will boost that a little bit. And a marketplace, dragoons, temple. Man, we're getting a lot of dragoons. So I'm going back onto the map. Nothing is different from last time. No big change has occurred. However, we have discovered banking. Now that I went to the next turn, I'm going to narrate every single thing that happens just so that everyone knows everything that is going on. Prussians have discovered banking. Banking allows building bank, researching democracy, economics, industrialization, etc. Holy cannoli. Let's show the tech tree, and was that the goal? No. The goal is still economics. So right now we are on philosophy. Research progress is 71 out of 210. After philosophy, we'll probably go for university, followed by economics. And then we'll move on to researching something else, perhaps seafaring or something like that. Something of the sort. Okay, I am back on the map now, and okay, year 1200, Malawians have stopped building Leonardo's from, okay, just general other countries doing wonders. Auckland has finished building a marketplace from the work list. Auckland is now building dragoons. Auckland's work list is now empty. So hopefully everything will go fine. I'm going to... Hopefully that has restarted the recording. Double check. Okay, everything is going fine. Present units. Okay, and I'm just going to add maybe an aqueduct to the work list. That sounds good. Aqueduct is cheap, so I'm just going to add that to the work list. Aqueduct has a 60 cost. Dragoons will complete in 7 turns. Our scientists focus on philosophy. Goal is economics. Very well. Nothing else has changed significantly. I don't actually see any enemy units in my land, and that is a big relief, to say the least. However, I do expect there to eventually arise large numbers of enemies, and now we are on year... We finished year 1210, now we're on year 1220. Elbing has... let me just... Okay, I accidentally moved a Dragoon because I forgot that if you... that my hotkeys for doing all these things are actually linked with a number of different things. So I should probably change my hotkeys, maybe. I don't know. But whatever happens, I am going to actually move this Dragoon to Danzig. Elbing has finished building Dragoons and will now be building Aqueduct. The work list is empty, and I will add another Dragoon, simply because Dragoons are extremely useful. Of course, catapults are good too, but let's be honest, Dragoons are a little bit better because they have better defense. And New Plymouth has finished building a caravan and is now building amphitheater. New Plymouth's work list is now empty. To that I say, get another Dragoon up, add to work list. There we go. Soon we'll start building banks, and once that happens, things will go well. Okay, I just realized that present units on New Plymouth, I don't actually have any big strong military units. However, I do have a Dragoon in Auckland, so I am going to send it south to New Plymouth. And can we still attack? And if we attack, is it going to be an effective attack? Choose your Dragoon strategy. Your Dragoon is waiting for your command. Attack 99.5%, 100%. That looks pretty good. So we're going to do it. And Dragoon is at, I reckon, maybe 3/5 health. Or 2/3, somewhere around there. And I'm going to send a Dragoon to New Plymouth. But the Dragoon is out of moves, so it's going to do that next turn. But I did kill a phalanx from New Zealand, so hopefully that has been very effective. Very effective, hopefully. Okay, turn done. Let's keep it moving and shaking. I might have to make the videos a bit shorter, simply because it's more tedious to make if I'm starting and stopping all the time. But I don't know. Prussians have discovered philosophy. Holy cannoli. I think that is wonderful. And I'm just going to show the technology tree. I don't know if this might not show up on the video. However, I am going to tell you what we're going for next. University goal is economics. Research progress is 15 out of 300 for university. Hopefully that will be going very well. Marienburg has finished building Dragoons. Hopefully that is going to help. I'm going to actually zoom to Marienburg, look at the production. There is more Dragoons slated to be produced at Marienburg, and I'm going to finally add a bank onto the work list of Marienburg. Let me just do the thing where I start, okay, just so that we can see the screen. And bank increases the luxury and tax output in a city by an additional 50%. With both a bank and a marketplace in a city, the total bonus is 100%. So hopefully that is going to help very much at securing my finances, even though my finances, I'd say, are pretty good. I have a lot of money in the bank. However, we currently are running at perhaps what one might call a trade deficit or a tax deficit, even though overall we do not have a deficit. We just have a deficit in the change in amount of wealth that we have, but not in the actual amount of wealth. Dirschau has also been struck by a plague. Population is lost, so hopefully they get well soon. I personally would not want to be struck by a plague. What is this caravan doing over there? I want you to go to Tapia. What? I don't know what that caravan was doing on that tile. Holy cannoli. Okay, so we have a diplomat in Danzig, but it is, yeah. Just going to show you what we have units wise, just in case you can't. And here you see we have 4 dragoons, a diplomat, and a phalanx. Hopefully that is pretty good. However, I am going to actually fortify the dragoon that I have selected and wait for something else. Marienburg now wishes to build something. Marienburg has finished dragoons, so I'm going to actually look at production. Okay, yeah, okay. Sure, that's fine. Marienburg is building more dragoons, but then we'll be building a bank. And this dragoon that finished at Marienburg, since Marienburg is far away from the front line, I'm going to send the dragoon to Danzig, where hopefully it will find a good use. And I think we'll go one more turn. And Dirschau is finished building dragoons. Dirschau is also now building a caravan from the work list. Dirschau's work list is empty. Production, Dirschau is building a caravan. Well, Dirschau is now going to follow that up with a bank. That's correct. We like to have banks in this here land, and if you do not like a bank, then I guess that's fine. I don't really care. I don't think banks are absolutely necessary to have, but they are useful for a few different things. So I'm going to fortify this this dragoon. Oh, there's a dragoon. Okay, good. Okay. Dirschau has 2 dragoons in it. I'm going to move that one that's in Dirschau to Danzig. There was another one that had just arrived in Danzig that I fortified that presumably is the one that moved there from Marienburg. And now that everything is over, I'm going to get to the real issue, the real thing that is bothering me today, the thing that I hoped would never happen, the thing that is possibly heavily upsetting to some degree, or not to a large degree though, depending on how you like to think about it. And that thing is none other than the fact that if you haven't already noticed, my trireme was bribed by the Gökturks, of all people. The Gökturks, or is it Gökturks? I think it's Gökturks. I might be wrong on that. If I am wrong, and you do know the correct pronunciation, please do tell me. I'm just thinking about what I think the umlauts might be. I'm thinking Gök. It could also be Gök, depending on how you want to say it. Well, depending on what the correct pronunciation of the word is. That's generally the rule of thumb that I like to follow on these things. But overall, I'd say that it is not too big an issue. It's not a huge issue, but we certainly are building up a significant army at Danzig. And what I should do probably is get a second diplomat just in case, so that when I finally attack Nelson, I will be able to first send in one diplomat and then send in the army and then send in another diplomat to ascertain how much damage I have done. And that will be really what tells me whether or not my tactics are effective or not, whether my strategy is effective, whether my unit composition works well, and a whole lot of other things. You know, playing a game is always a learning experience, even if you are very experienced, which, by the way, I am not. And by the way, just so that everyone knows, the errors that I have in recording don't actually affect me in game. I don't actually have the same problems in game, so if I were to just play this without recording, it wouldn't actually cause any problems at all for me. It's just that for some reason I have difficult. Sometimes the frames don't update on the recording, and that really upsets me. But I think this workaround is, in general, going to work very well, and hopefully one day we will finally conquer New Zealand. And once that happens, I think we'll all be very happy, because I know it is possible, because we've done it before. We attacked New Plymouth, we attacked Auckland, that worked. So it's not a stretch to say that if we put in the work, if we put in the effort, we'll eventually get Nelson as well. It's just that it's not going to be the easiest thing in the world, and we have to accept that. We have to realize that there may be some losses, and I know some people don't like taking losses, but you know, sometimes you just have to. And that's how war is. You just sometimes have to take the loss. You have to send men in knowing that they're not all going to get back, but you also have to come to the realization that in doing that, you are furthering a greater goal. Hopefully a noble goal, a just goal, a righteous goal, but certainly a part of a greater plan. And hopefully the soldiers that are going in understand that as well, and are complicit in that plan, even though they may not always, even though it is not enjoyable. Now, of course, that being said, it's always good to work in a way that ensures that as many people survive as possible. I don't think suicide missions are the best choice. They should always be, even, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's definitely at the back end of the list of options that you take. You don't want to just send men in to die pointlessly, or even if there is a point, you'd prefer to have everyone come back alive, but still, it is difficult. So anyway, thank you all for watching, and I will be seeing you all next time. Anavultus over and out.